part 2 of the Super Nintendo Buyer's Guide / review, and now we're going to cover the games. Now it was a bit over 700 games for the Super Nintendo, which is about half of the games in Japan. But again, it does not mean that we don't have great games, because due to the fierce competition between Sega and Nintendo, there were dozens and dozens of great classics produced in the 16-bit era. I personally think there were more on the Super Nintendo, but again, it's just preference what kind of games you like. Originally, the Super Nintendo was packaged with Super Mario World, so that game's fairly easy to find, but it was also packaged with Mario All-Stars, Star Fox, Donkey Kong Country, and others later on. And the Super Nintendo had many games that were remakes, some that were compilations. Most of the time these went together, like Super Mario All-Stars, which contained 4 original NES games with updated graphics, and same with the Ninja Gaiden trilogy. And there were also arcade ports like Street Fighter II, and NES games that had sequels such as Super Punch-Out, things that just put Super in front of and did their sequels. Now there's a great RPG library for the Super Nintendo, so if you love RPGs, you're probably not going to find another system that has as many great RPGs as this, except for maybe the PlayStation or Dreamcast. But I think Dreamcast has a bit less. So I'll just go through, I have a lot of games that I want to show you guys. I'll go through them really quick. Games that I think that are worth picking up. UN Squadron, Disney's Aladdin, from back in the time where Disney games could actually be good, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters, so it's a fighting game with Ninja Turtles. Street Fighter Alpha 2 was probably my favorite of the Street Fighter series, but they're all pretty good. Prince of Persia, a lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. I'd check it out on YouTube first. Playmates, it's a fantastic game. Of course, The Legend of Zelda, a must-have. Super Mario World, again, if you're going to have one game for your Super Nintendo, that should be the one. Jurassic Park. Pilot Wings, which, again, it's not for everybody. Some people really like it, some people will hate it. If anything, it is a really good demo of the 3D technology of the Super Nintendo. Lion King, another great Disney game. The Red Cartridge of Doom. Super Mario Kart. King Arthur's World, again, it's a game that a lot of people won't like. It's very different. I personally love it, but it won't be for everybody. Zombies Ate My Neighbors, great 2-player game. F-Zero with Captain Falcon, obviously, which again shows the rotating 3D technology of the Super Nintendo. Rock and Roll Racing, another good racing game. Super Mario All-Stars, again, a must-have. Cool Spot, which I also recommended for the Sega Genesis, either one. Any Bomberman game is always great. Secret of Mana, another great RPG game by Square Enix. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, which is a great beat-em-up. All the Donkey Kong Country games, which Donkey Kong Country, I think, was the first fully rendered game. Super Game Boy, which isn't technically a game, but it's a cartridge where you put in your original Game Boy games in there, and you can play them on the TV, and it adds color, much like how if you put an original game in a Game Boy Color. Super R-Type, any of the Earthworm Jim's, gotta have Star Fox, Super Mario World 2, and probably one of the best, if not the best, RPG of all time, Chrono Trigger. As you can see here, the reason I only have like a couple of these boxes is because they're made of cardboard, so they're a bit harder to find. Again, there are games that I've played before on other systems, or I just never owned them. That I'll list off here: Gradius 3, Mega Man 7, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Mega Man X, Earthbound, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Lost Vikings, I remember renting that, Legend of the Mystical Ninja, another good two-player game, Strike Gunner STG, which is a great shoot 'em up. I played it a lot as a kid with my older brother. Absolutely loved it. Battletoads and Double Dragon, Super Double Dragon, Harvest Moon, I played that a lot as well. Tetris Attack, Wario's Woods, and I have Tin Star, but I don't know where it is, so I can't really show it to you. That's also a great game. Now there's some games that I was reading up online about, or that I hear a lot about from friends that are good, so I'll list these off, but I've never played them, so I can't say if they're great, but the talk about them is good. Plock, ActRaiser, Metal Warriors, Demon's Crest, all the Dragon Warrior games, Super Castlevania, Super Punch-Out. I've never played Super Metroid, Final Fantasy 2 and 3, Blackthorn, Super Star Wars, Evo, The Quest for Eden, which sounds very interesting, Rendering Rangers R2, Cybernator, Equinox, Turtles in Time, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Lufia Games, Star Ocean, Contra 3, Tales of Fantasia, Soul Blazer, Ogre Battle, Thunder Spirits, and Super Smash TV. And again, before buying any of these games, I would always look them up on YouTube or look up a review somewhere, because a lot of these games aren't for everybody, but check them out anyways. Now, prices wise, if you're going for a 16-bit console, you're going to be paying, I think, quite a bit more for your Super Nintendo than you would for your Sega Genesis. On just an interesting thing here about prices, on May 4th, 2009, so not that long ago, there was a sealed copy of Earthbound that went on on eBay for $1,025.01. Hopefully you won't have to pay that much if you want to find Earthbound. But if you are buying one, I'd just like to say that same with the NES, make sure that if you are getting the RF here, make sure it can plug into your TV. Otherwise, get the composite cables. I'd recommend these anyways, just because it allows you to have stereo sound. And also, if you are getting a Super Scope, make sure that you do have the right TV, not a plasma or any of the flat screens or anything. It won't really work on those. So, for games, there's a large price range. You can pay from $1 to $100 for a Super Nintendo game. Most games that are even worth getting start at about $6 or $7. But you can expect to pay up to $20 for a really good game. Some examples like Chrono Trigger here, online, goes for about $45, I think. Harvest Moon will go for $65, which is why I don't have it. And Earthbound will go for closer to $90, again, which is why I don't have it. The system itself will probably cost you about $25 or $35 at a pawn shop. If you're getting it online, you're going to pay closer to $40, sometimes a bit more. The controllers, including the mouse, will probably go from $5 to $15, even if you are getting a cheap controller like this. Like this one, I think cost me somewhere close to $10. The Super Scope, this might run you down a bit. It could cost you anywhere from $15 to $50, really. And it might even get more than that. So because of this, I would have to say that you are better off probably getting anything at a pawn shop or a garage sale or something like that. So I think that's all I really have time for. So I will see you guys later.